On Syria's tense southern frontier, Israeli forces have crossed the line again, slipping into Quneitra, setting up checkpoints and vanishing just as fast, igniting fresh outrage in Damascus. And as border tensions flare, Syria is rocked from within. A sweeping probe now exposing security officials over July's bloody sectarian massacre. Israeli forces staged a new raid into Syria's southern Quneitra countryside on November 17th, violating the country's sovereignty, local media reported. The state-run Syrian Arab news agency, SANA, said that Israeli forces set up a military checkpoint on a road linking the towns of Samdania al-Sharqiya and Khan Arnaba in the Quneitra countryside after raiding the area with two 4x4 vehicles. Israeli forces later withdrew from the area, the agency said. There was no immediate comment from the Israeli army or Syrian authorities on the report. Israeli incursions in Quneitra have recently intensified, with locals complaining of Tel Aviv's advances into their farmland, as well as the destruction of hundreds of acres of forests, arrests of residents, and the establishment of military checkpoints. Earlier on November 16th, 4 young Syrians from the same family were arrested by Israeli forces during a raid in Khan Arnaba. The development came hours after an Israeli convoy of 5 military vehicles moved into the town of Sweida al-Golan in southern Quneitra before pulling back afterwards. Israeli forces also raided the outskirts of Maria village west of the neighbouring Dara province, the Syrian Arab news agency, SANA, reported. Meanwhile, in a separate development, members of Syria's security and military services have been detained as part of an investigation into sectarian violence in the southern province of Sweida in July that left hundreds of people dead, investigators said on November 16th. The head of a Syrian committee investigating the violence in Sweida held a news conference in the capital Damascus to talk about progress made, but did not release a death toll, saying this will come in the final report that is expected by the end of the year. In mid-July, armed groups affiliated with Druze spiritual leader Sheikh Hikmat al-Hijri clashed with local Bedouin clans, spurring intervention by government forces who effectively sided with the Bedouins. Hundreds of civilians, mostly Druze, were killed, many by government fighters. Judge Hatem Nassan, head of the investigative committee, said it had listened to people affected by the violence, including witnesses and victims. Nassan told reporters in Damascus,
"We have achieved positive results. Members of security services and the military who were proven to have committed violations, based on investigations of the committee and videos posted on social media platforms, have been detained. Videos posted on social media clearly showed faces and they were detained by the authorities concerned."
He further said that security members were detained by the Interior Ministry, while members of the military are being held by the Defense Ministry. However, he did not clarify the number of people who have been detained, adding that after they were questioned, they were referred to judicial authorities. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a UK-based war monitor, claimed that the violence over the summer killed more than 2,000 people, including 789 Druze civilians, summarily executed by Defense and Interior Ministry personnel. Nassan downplayed suggestions that foreign fighters took part in the violence in Sweida. He said that some foreign fighters were detained and questioned, adding they acted on their own by entering the city, and none of them were members of the Syrian armed or security forces.